Well, Russian missile strikes on Ukraine's capital and other cities have killed at least one person and injured dozens more. Explosions were heard in Kyiv and the eastern city of Kharkiv. Targets in the south and west were also hit. Well, let's get more now from Baig, who joins us live from Kyiv. And Russia once again hitting the heart of Ukraine. How extensive is this latest attack?
Well, it seems to be one of the largest attacks for a while now. They started in the early hours of the morning. The sounds of explosions rang out across the capital. We saw some of the anti-aircraft fire go up. We heard the explosions, but also what's significant is there have been some impacts in the capital. Now, the mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, has said that several areas in the capital have been hit and people have been injured. The authorities here have urged people to stay in their shelters. In fact, actually, as we speak, the air alert is still on, telling people to go to their shelters. Now, the second largest city, Kharkiv, the mayor there has said that there has been a massive attack and there have been targets hit in the center. We understand that there are some casualties there. The mayor of Kharkiv said that being outside is not safe and urged people to stay in their shelters. Now, what's significant is that the capital here, Kyiv, tends to have the better air defenses, but they were working from the early hours of the morning, but the missile strikes still managed to get through. We understand that there are fire crews at several scenes. Now, from the authorities here, we only tend to hear when non-military targets are hit, so when civilian infrastructure is hit. They don't tell us when military targets are hit. But these attacks have been going on now since the 29th of December. But at least here in the capital, Kyiv, this has been one of the largest attacks that we have seen for a while. The buildings were shaking. We could see the flash of the explosions and the impacts taking place across the city.
Like you say, this has been one of the largest attacks in recent times. What has been the reaction from residents there?
Well, people have been shocked. We haven't seen, in the morning, we tend to see people outside walking their dogs, but many people are in their shelters right now. We understand there are parts of the city without electricity and mobile connection. Like I said, generally, the Kyiv tends to have better air defenses, but this morning there have been sounds of explosions, there's been smoke rising into the air, there's been sounds of the sirens of the rescue services rushing to those sites to try and get to people that may have been affected. So this is one of the largest and most extensive strikes. And if I take you back to the 29th of December, where Russia struck targets across the country in what the authorities said was the most massive aerial assault since the early days of the war, and there seems to be no let-up in Russian airstrikes currently.
OK, thanks so much for that update, Baig, for us there in Kyiv.